What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful, delicious, smoky, beefy beef snack sticks. Coming up! This is some meat. Ooh, patty dry. This is in fact the fatty half of a brisket, and quite a nice looking one, honestly. I feel kind of bad about turning this one into sausage, but that's all they had at the grocery store, so that's what we're gonna do today. But either way, just gonna go ahead and slice this up into manageable sized pieces that will then fit down our meat grinder. I'm just going to go with some long strips today because I'm going to be busting out the higher powered meat grinder, but if you've got a smaller one or a weaker one, you may want to do cubes, make it a little bit easier on the gears. Looking good to me. I'm going to weigh these out real quick. So all that brisket meat plus some brisket scrap I had left over from a brisket I trimmed yesterday left us with just about 8.5 pounds of mostly lean brisket meat with some good fat in there, let's be honest. I'm going to pop this in the freezer to chill while we go ahead and get our spices ready. When it comes to our flavor profile today, I am basing it loosely on the Pfefferbeißer video I made last year, which is a pork snack stick, but I'm adding a few extra things, starting with some kosher salt, some pink curing salt, #1, granulated garlic, some mace, paprika, dry mustard powder, some celery seed, some freshly cracked white pepper, and a whole bunch of some freshly cracked black pepper as well. Going fresh cracked does make a difference in a sausage like this, and last year my dad said that my sausage could have used some more pepper, so I'm adding a whole bunch this time around. Beautiful. Nice and cold. You know the drill from here, folks. Beautiful. Went through the coarse die on that, and we're just gonna pass it through once. Oh God, it's heavy. Busting out the old meat mixer today, if you couldn't tell, because I'm feeling lazy. So in we go with all of our ground beef. We'll get that mixed up. And of course, in with our spices. And just like that, we're done. I let this mix for a solid 10, maybe even 15 minutes. And as you can see, it is very nice and almost emulsified. And the reason I let it mix for so long is because I didn't add any water or any liquid to this sausage, which usually helps a lot with the mixing process. But because this is gonna be a dried sausage, any moisture we add now is just gonna slow down the drying time. So I just mixed it for an extra long amount of time to make sure we got the proper protein extraction and everything is nice and cohesive. Going on with some sheep casings today, so you know I'm in for a fun next few hours. This is a long one, long and thin, just the way I like it. There we go. Tie it off, and it breaks immediately. Snip the tip, and we case. Not much to it, folks. I'm gonna keep these around average snack stick length. Make sure they are nice and plump. And I'm gonna try and keep these in segments of 4, like this. They're easier to hang that way. But from here on out, we just repeat. Ooh, we're gonna get a bunch of snack sticks today, I tell you. And just like that, all of our little beef sticks are linked up. And as you may be able to tell, we had a little bit of weather roll through. Pretty sure a tidal wave's about to come in. And I'm now soaking wet. Not great sausage making weather, but I'm gonna go string these up in my kitchen, just like I did in the Pfefferbeißer video from last year, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. After about a day and a half of hanging in my kitchen and drying, these guys are looking good. You can tell they've definitely dried up a little bit, darkened in color, and are looking real nice, feeling a little more firm. Not nearly as firm as the pork ones would be at this stage, but now it's time to smoke them off. So I'm gonna hang them up in the mini Chud box. I'm gonna hang them up on this little rod here. And we're gonna cold smoke these sausages today. Usually I use that little sawdust contraption, but today we're gonna try it with this guy, the old smoke tube, which essentially is full of post oak pellets that we're gonna light on one end, and it should burn like a little cigar all the way through. Looking good, not touching the bottom. Getting some lovely smoke going in here. And I'm not sure how long this thing's gonna smoke for, but at least a good few hours. I don't remember what it's rated for, but we'll check back in. There we go, smoking away. 5 days later. Let's check in on these little snack sticks, shall we? Looking mighty fine, I must say. Very happy with how these are looking. Feeling nice and dry. Beautiful color on there. So basically that smoke tube lasted for about 5-6 hours. So I ran it through twice, meaning these were smoked for about 10 hours. And then I took this whole rod and I hung it in my oven, turned off, for the last 5 days. And really how long you let them dry and cure is up to you. For me, these are feeling just about right, where they're not completely hard, but they've got a little give to them, you know, the way a snack stick should feel. And I am just loving how these are looking. They're much darker than the pork version I did last year, and they smell very good. It's kind of got that pepperoni vibe to it, nice and smoky. Whoop. And yeah, no signs of mold, no signs of weird smells or growth or anything like that. So I am calling these good to go. But first, we need to snip them all apart. And there we go. We got old beef stick mountain going over here. Love it. And just like that, I got these all sealed up because I'm going to be bringing them to a guy who seems to love Pfefferbeißer more than anyone else I know. We also have these guys that didn't quite fit. I snipped the ends off to make them look even more like snack sticks, and they are looking very nice. I got to have a little sneak peek. Oh, that is phenomenal. Texture, perfect. The flavor is off the charts. Perfectly salty. Got some complexity from like the mustard and the mace and stuff, but very smoky. And honestly, I know it's made out of brisket and smoked with post oak, but it tastes a lot like brisket, like a barbecue smoked brisket. It's very interesting. But I will save the rest of my thoughts for when we do the official taste test. All right, folks, we have made it back to New Hampshire, and we've clearly got some people sneaking under the tree trying to find some early gifts. What are you two doing?
Nothing.
That was perfect dissonance, which is fitting. But it was in this very room last year where we debuted the first attempt at Pfefferbeißer with Big Dave himself. So I feel like it's only fitting that together again we give our beef snack sticks a try. Dad, are you ready?
I am ready.
That's quite the hat.
Thank you. It's a real Bavarian German hiking hat.
What a guy.
Wow, Brad, you made a lot.
Well, per some not so subtle requests, Pfefferbeißer was in low supply. So yes, went a little heavy-handed this year.
Do we think this will last the year for you?
Oh, definitely. Well, I just have to not eat them too fast.
Yeah, that's never happened.
As you can see, we've got some pork and beef mixed together, and they do look quite different. If we look at this pork one, it's a little bit lumpier, a little different color than these beef ones, which seem a little bit more uniform, a little more straight. And they also cooked up a little bit differently. I don't know why, but with the beef ones, they greased out a lot when they were hanging. They firmed up nicely in the end, and they smell quite nice. Now, we've already dipped into the Pfefferbeißer, obviously. And how did this batch compare to last year's?
Better balanced pepper-wise.
That was the biggest complaint. It didn't have enough pepper. I doubled the pepper, and I went fresh cracked this year.
Oh.
So, a little more fragrant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased with how these came out. But we're here to talk about the beef ones, because initially I thought that Pfefferbeißer was beef.
So did I.
And then I found out it was pork, and so, you know, now I made them again. We're going to have to see how they taste.
All right.
They're looking nice. Cheers.
Different.
Very smoky.
That's the first thing I noticed.
It's a different texture, too.
I can tell that they greased out because they're drier.
I was going to say, they definitely have a bit more dryness to them, which is unique, because, I don't know, we'll have to talk to a scientist about it, but I don't know why beef fat behaves differently than pork fat. Still quite tasty, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, they're hanging at room temperature, way below the melting point of beef fat, so not sure what happened. I'm still leaning towards the Pfefferbeißer.
I am too.
And then as far as the snack stick goes, these are still way better than any Slim Jim I've ever had.
Correct.
But yeah, I never would have guessed. I would have thought that beef would have trumped pork any time.
The beef is different. It's drier, and it's much smokier, and now I'm getting a salty taste. They seem to be saltier than the pork ones.
Can I try a bite?
Sure.
Gotta love that noise, though.
Tasty.
Maybe we'll have to do a beef and pork for next year.
Oh.
We'll just keep the tradition going. Well, Dad, I hope this is enough Pfefferbeißer / Beeferweißer or whatever we want to call it to last you.
Beeferweißer.
Yeah.
Bovine Weißer?
Yeah, Boveißer.
Boveißer, yes. Well, it certainly should be. Thank you very much for it, Brad.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for the official taste test. Are you ready? Up. Good dog.
All right, we've got an impatient official taste tester. Kevin, here you go.
All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some smoky, dry-cured, all-beef snack sticks. I highly recommend giving these a try. They're super tasty, very fun to make, and although we both prefer the pork version over the beef version, that's not to say that the beef ones were bad by any means. And I will definitely be doing this again. Probably gonna tweak the process a little bit now that I've done it once and I've learned a few things, but we can expect that in another video someday in the future. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all of these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!